Good morning, Unity! All right, are we ready to go? Beautiful day. We have Karie Hillery in the house. I'm going to go over here next to Karie.
Wow.
What are we going to sing, Karie?
Okay, we're doing this, and this one is a call and response on the verse, and it's all together on the chorus, so I know you guys can do this. I close my eyes.
I close my eyes.
I open my mind.
Open my mind.
When I look inside.
I look inside.
What do I find?
What do I find?
A heart filled with joy.
Heart filled with joy.
Life touched by grace.
Life touched by grace.
I'm feeling love for the whole human race.
The whole human race.
Together,
all together,
there is enough. There is enough. All together, I am enough. We are enough. Okay, call. I let it go.
I let it go.
And I open up.
And I open up.
Brace all I have.
Praise all I have.
Give all I got.
Give all I've got.
I open my heart.
Open my heart.
Reach out my hands.
Reach out my hand.
Sharing it all.
Sharing it all.
'Cause I understand. Together, there is enough. Oh yeah, there is enough. I am enough. We are enough. I close my
I
eyes.
close my eyes.
I open my mind.
Open my mind.
And I look inside.
I look inside.
What do I find?
What do I find?
A heart filled with joy.
Heart filled with joy.
Life touched by grace.
Life touched by grace.
I'm feeling love
I'm feeling love.
for the whole human race.
Whole human race. All together.
There is enough. There is enough.
You got it.
I am enough. Ah, yeah, we are enough. Let's do that again. There is enough. There is enough. I am enough. We are enough.
Well, you know, they say the polarity of the Earth shifts every 17,000 years, and all of a sudden, everybody's over here. What? Oh my gosh. Well, my name is Don Shaw, and I'm welcoming you to Unity of Walnut Creek.
And my name is Danae Ligon. Welcome to our service. And what is today?
Birthday Sunday.
If your birthday falls in April, including you at home, please stand so we may recognize you and sing happy birthday.
Come on, all you Aries. Don't be shy.
What, are they all shy?
Well,
Happy
you.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to
We want to greet and bless everyone who's watching online. Your presence adds to our spiritual community for sure, and we're grateful that you're with us. Although it's okay if you come in person next week if you want to. But thank you for joining us either online or in person. We are blessed to have the amazing Karie Hillery here today as our featured musician. And we really mean that because at 9:30, Karie Hillery was not here because she had a flat tire on the way here. And the amazing rhythm section, Larry Curtin, dashed down the freeway, picked her up, brought her in. And I was just about to announce Karie can't be with us today, and she came in, calm as a cucumber, sat down. I was like,
And we'll be meeting later to change her tire.
So you can meet Karie after the service and hear all about her harrowing experience by joining her at a table on the other side of the patio. Afterwards, you can meet her. You can take home some of her music. She's joined by Larry on drums, Dusty on bass, and Lisa is under the weather today, so we get Tyler, who's too shy to stand on stage to song lead, but we'll get him up here. He's just a shrinking flower.
That's it. Reverend Darlene Strickland will deliver today's message.
Yay!
Titled Treasures of Transformation, 5 Keys and the Inner Alchemy of Self-Realization. Reverend Darlene is a senior minister of Unity at the Blue Ridge, and she delights in having been Kristen's prayer partner, which we've heard about, for over 20 years.
Now, full disclosure, you're going to be on the edge of your chairs about 12:25, because she's only covering 2 of the 5 today. She's back next week with the last 3, so
Good to know.
it's a cliffhanger, I'll tell you. Before we begin, I invite you to turn your phones up to loud. Turn your ringer up as loud as you can. So during meditation, we can all okay, you know what I'm saying.
And it usually goes off during meditation.
Always
Darlene.
during
Just
meditation.
Be prepared.
No
Johanna.
other time.
Johanna will be doing our meditation this morning for us.
She can handle it.
Yeah. Let's take a moment to be grateful for this beautiful land that our center rests upon, where the owls have come. It's a magical place. Mm-hmm. This is Bay Miwok and Ohlone land.
We honor the Bay Miwok and Ohlone people of today, and we're grateful for those who stewarded this land before us. We commit to taking care of these sacred native grounds and Mother Earth.
Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. And our vision for the world is, let's say this together, we envision a spiritually awakened world where all life thrives in conscious oneness.
Our mission is who we have come here to be. Let's say this together.
We are a loving, inclusive community, expanding and living our divinity in sacred service for all.
And our core values are
love, connection, service, and wisdom. If the ushers would like to come forward, if you're here with us for the first time, welcome. And if you feel comfortable, please raise your hand so we may give you a welcome packet. Okay. And if you're online for the first time, come on down next Sunday. We invite you to welcome our Welcome Center, and you will receive a gift when you come.
Are you all done? Mm-hmm. Okay. Connection cards are available in the seat pockets in front of you. These are for everyone, and with this card you may submit a prayer request or request information. There, I just heard a phone going off. Yeah. And our prayer team will pray with you throughout the week.
You may also share feedback or request information. Please place your card in the basket with the offering. And for those of you viewing online, connection cards are available on the Watch Live page of our website. We have, as always, several activities to highlight this week.
It's a laundry list.
It is. It's wonderful.
Settle in. All good stuff. Today at 1:30 in the sanctuary, please join Reverend Carol Richardson, who will be teaching us how to access and maintain peace within ourselves and manifest more peace in the world. We're having a peace circle gathering today at 1:30 in the sanctuary. Come experience the peace that passes understanding. And if you have not experienced Reverend Richardson yet, I say just come. She's wonderful. Oh, and there she is.
And there she is.
Stand up, Carol.
Woo, Carol. Yay, Carol.
We have so many spiritual leaders in this community, and Carol's one of our new ones and one of our good ones.
Now, we'd all like to experience the power of blessings in our lives. Come join Johanna Van Gelder's Prayer from the Heart class. In this class, we will learn and deepen our understanding of the 5-part affirmative prayer practiced in Unity communities and make the practice our own. If you're new to this form of prayer or have used it for many years, this class will uplift your spirit. And to participate, you'll need to read the book, Discover Your Divinity, A Modern Guide to Affirmative Prayer, which I started and I just keep rereading each chapter. It's a really brilliant book. You can find it in the Unity bookstore.
And it's one of those, it's a little book, but it's just filled.
It's intense. It's wonderful.
Well, who likes to play?
Yeah. That's why we're here.
A great way to connect with others at Unity is by going on Unity Playdates. Come join the fun at the Wildflower Hike on April 13. Talk to Tyler about the Wildflower Hike if you're interested in that. We also have game night on April 20th. Yeah. Yeah, you can talk to Carl sponsoring and Suzanne and Eileen. Right? And then we also have a lot of other things going on. You can get more information about game night on the patio. We have other play dates like bocce, nature retreat, dance party, all happening in May and June. So please sign up in the bookstore today.
And come celebrate Earth Day with us as we bless our land and take care of our sacred Unity grounds. There are plenty, yes. There are plenty of ways to get involved. You can sign up on the patio to help with landscaping, painting, cleaning tasks. All are welcome, even if you'd rather not paint, clean, or garden. Come support the effort by bringing a plant-based dish and joining in the fun.
It will be fun. You may have heard about the earth being in crisis. Does this make you deny the problem or worry about our survival? Don't worry, because there's a workshop happening on Earth Day led by Matthew Fox. Now, I don't know how many of you already know about Matthew Fox. At least a majority. He is an amazing spiritual leader. He was thrown out of the Catholic Church in the 60s and became an Episcopal priest because he didn't believe in original sin. Sounds familiar for us New Thought types. He's written over 40 books. We have some of his books in the bookstore. So he is a cutting-edge theologian and a priest with the soul of a mystic. And he really is a very special guy. So the workshop will help us understand that the crisis can actually be an opportunity to grow and evolve. Matthew will show us how we can use our compassion and creativity to work together for a common survival. You can sign up for the workshop in the bookstore or on the website.
For more information and registration for all of these events, please see our website, and you may visit our welcome table outside for flyers.
It's time to take a deep breath. So as we prepare for our time of meditation, please join me in taking a conscious breath. And maybe another one. And affirming our statement of faith. Together,
There is only one presence and one power
in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. We begin with a reading by David Peterson, followed by music, guided meditation, and silence.
Thank you.
This is called, very aproposly, to be a butterfly. A cocoon is no escape. Fly, not climb. Trina Paulus, the book Hope for the Flowers. A few years ago, I died and came back to life. Starting small, soft, could only eat weeds. Voracious, strange, confused, and crawling. No real purpose. No harm. millions of many forms, but not the true one. We begin, some of us die here. I climbed and climbed and climbed the pillar of life. Finally, I saw my truth, letting go, watching, seeing my transformation into more than what I was, shedding my plain colored armor, finding my spirit reaching for a new height. I started molting, spinning my cocoon, breaking my skin, revealing my rainbow armor, finally free.
I am so blessed. I am at peace. All that I need lives within me. I am so blessed. I am at peace. I am so blessed. I am at peace. I am so blessed. I am at peace. All that I need lives within me. I am so blessed. I am at peace. I am so blessed. I am at peace. I am so blessed. I am at peace. All that I need lives within me. I am so blessed. I am at peace. I am so blessed. I am at peace. I am so blessed. I am at peace.
And as we breathe in, repeat silently to yourself, I am so blessed. And with your exhale, I am at peace. I am so blessed. I am at peace. I am so blessed. I am at peace. Because I know that the divine is expressing as me. That the divine qualities of joy, knowingness, wisdom, power, strength, and so many more are alive in every cell of my body. So I am so blessed. And we exhale, I am at peace. Because I celebrate the treasures that are already within me, that are me. It's the truth of me, the joy, the peace, the wisdom. So as we sit, just continue to repeat to yourself silently, I am so blessed. I am at peace. We rest in this truth, in the silence. And breathe in. I am so blessed. And breathe out. I am at peace. Because I remember who I am. I remember the joy within me. I remember the wisdom within me. I remember the power within me that is connected to all that there is, this infinite source of well-being. So I am so blessed, and I am at peace, and so it is.
I am so blessed. I is a force greater than fear. I'm part of it, and it's with me here. Sometimes the dark is all I can see, yet something inside fights to set me free. It's the force within me in all that I do, the force inside me, vibrant and true. There's a force within me, a force within you. It's who and what we are. There is a power deep in our soul. It's always there, and it knows we're whole. Open our hearts and shine through our eyes, so each one we meet will recognize. There's a force within us in all that we do, a force inside us, vibrant and true. There's a force within me, the force within you. It's who and what we are. Deep down inside, it just can't hide, pushing us, pulling us into our light. Shines through the rain, comforts all pain. I feel love coming alive. It's the force within us and all that we do, force inside us, vibrant and true. There's a force within me, the force within you. It's who and what we are. There's a force within us in all that we do, a force inside us, it's vibrant and true. There's a force within me, the force within you. It's who and what we are.
Wow, that was absolutely beautiful. And that was an original song, right? That was absolutely beautiful. And your band, you have an amazing music team over here, all of them. What a team you have here. And you, the meditation, I could listen to you read the phone book and meditate. It's just quite lovely, and all of you. I'm delighted to be here. My name is Darlene Strickland. I'm the senior minister at Unity of the Blue Ridge in Asheville, North Carolina area. It's my 10th year there, but I know all of you through your amazing minister. And if you don't know this, you have one of the best ministers in the whole New Thought movement, Reverend Kristen Powell. You really, really do. I met Reverend Kristen Powell in 2002. She had just graduated from Unity Seminary, and I was just coming in. It was my first year. And they asked us to find a prayer partner. And so she caught my eye, because if you don't know this, I'm going to out Kristen. Right after she graduated, she thought it would be a good idea to shave her head. She was guided to completely shave and start a new phase of life. And so I've always told her the universe made you do that so I could find you. In a sea of people, she stood out. And she had just graduated, was an ordained Unity minister, but she stayed at Unity Village because she was guided to work at Silent Unity, where she was a manager for a number of years. She had a deep prayer life. And so I thought, I want her to be my prayer partner. That's who's going to get anything better than that. And I asked, and she said yes. So starting in 2002, we've prayed together pretty much every week. In 2002, we were both at Unity Village. If you're not familiar with that, it's out in the greater Kansas City area, Lee Summit, Missouri. It's the headquarters of Unity, beautiful property. And the Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, the co-founders, up above the library was an office that Myrtle Fillmore, it still had her desk and her writing stuff. And Kristen and I would go in and sit in Myrtle Fillmore's office and pray. That's where we have our deep prayer roots. And then just a couple of weeks ago, I got to pray with her over the phone when she was in Egypt. I prayed with her yesterday in her home, and she should be pretty much arriving now in Costa Rica. So I think you've got a minister that is a true explorer in spirit and in truth. And I know you know this about her, but she's the real deal. She really practices, she lives it, she is who she is. And so I'm honored to have her as my prayer partner, and I get to hold her and her ministry and all of you in prayer. So I'm delighted to be here for 2 weeks. We get to play together for 2 weeks. And so I was, asking what to talk about, and a poem that came to me, and you're probably familiar with this, but it was Ralph Waldo Emerson who said, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us," pointing us to something within. Now, I grew up Pentecostal. I'm originally from North Carolina. I've lived all over the United States and served ministries in different places, but the first time I heard about the presence of God being within you, I had this visual of like one chocolate chip hidden in a cookie, and that there was a spark of divinity somewhere, and if I could ever excavate it and find it. But what I've come to understand is that when we say that there's something within you, the kingdom of God, the treasure, there's something within you, what we're talking about is it's within your nature. It's within the reality of your being. And it is something that we do awaken to. It's something that perhaps you could go much of your life and never even realize it. And so this week and next week, we're going to be looking at 5 steps, 5 movements, aspects of our being that you can begin to work with in your own life, in your spiritual journey, and on your life. Now, the parable that this is based on is actually found in the Gospel of Matthew for reference, if you care to reference, and it's Matthew 13 and 44. And this little short parable goes like this. It says, "The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in a field, which an individual found and then hid again. And then with their joy, they went and sold all that they had in order to buy that field, the field with the treasure in it." It's talking about a movement of our being. And there's 5 steps in this we'll look at. But first, I like to look at different spiritual traditions that are pointing to the same universal truths. If you look at the Buddhist tradition, there's a very, very similar story. In the Buddhist tradition, it says there's a story of a very poor man who lived in a mud hut. And he was told that there was a treasure chest just below the floor of his hut. And so the question became, would he do whatever was necessary to remove the dirt, to remove the clay, to discover the hidden treasure? The Buddha went on to say, each person possesses a precious inner treasure of infinite worth. To remain unaware of this and stumble about in spiritual poverty is a tragic waste. Again, they're speaking about the same thing. And then there's that beautiful poet, Rumi. Rumi said it this way, "There's one thing in this world you must never forget to do. If you forget anything and everything else but not this, then there's nothing to worry about. But if you remember everything else and forget this, then you will have done nothing in your life." And he goes on to say, the one thing is to remember the deep root of your being and to give yourself to that. And so this parable about a discovery that is made and a movement from being in a place that is not aware of this hidden treasure to literally living in a field with the treasure in it. So the 5 things that we can pull from this. Number 1 is that there is a process in the activity of discovery. There's something that requires discovery. Number 2 is a process of release. The story says they sold everything. What that means metaphysically is getting rid of everything, disentangling. You know, we sometimes think we are our conditions. We think we are our labels and our roles and all these things. And it's about letting go and getting rid of that. So again, it's the process of discovery, the process of release and letting go. The third one then is the process of raising the currency, or what we would say, raising the consciousness, raising the awareness, the process of raising the consciousness so that one can, number 4, begin to identify, take ownership. In Unity, we call it the I am presence, the Christ presence. Begin to live as a new creature. And then number 5 is to literally live in a field with a treasure in it. That's to live an enriched state of being, an enlightened state of being. That's the 5th one we're going to look at. So would it be fun for you to go through those 5? I hope so, because that's what I have planned. So the first one, the discovery. There's something hidden. And you know, this is not the only parable. There's, whatever spiritual path, if you look in the Bible, if you look in the Jewish, if you look in many different traditions, there's stories of having to find something, to discover it. There was the story of the lost sheep. You know, there's the lost son. There's the virgin with 10 coins, and yet there's one missing. There's something missing. So we know that part of our journey in life is about discovery. And what we're really discovering, it all comes down to self-discovery. It's about coming to know who we are beyond the surface. So the first one is to know that the activity of discovery is always taking place within you. The other thing that's really important to mention about this is, even though we use words to point us to something, is not to let the word limit you. And even though we look at this through 5 steps, life is happening at many different levels in a holistic way. If only, have you ever done all of these things and said, praise God, I have finally arrived? And then you lost it again. Yeah. And you think, I finally got it figured out, and no, I haven't. Or I finally got all my ducks in a row over here, and then you turn over here and all your goats are just fighting each other. It's like however you use it, you know that so just know that when we're talking about these things, it's not like you completely nail number 1 and now you're on to number 2. No. As long as you have skin on, you're always going to be complete. You're born complete. You have Matthew Fox coming here, by the way. That's a big deal, in case you all didn't know that. That's a really big deal. He talks about original blessing. You are blessed. You are complete. You're that perfect picture on the puzzle box, and you're all those pieces in the middle, inside of it, trying to put your own self together. And so as long as you've got skin on, there's something yet more to be discovered. There's something more to bring to life. So to know that life is always asking you about discovery is, who do you know yourself to be? Who do you say that you are? There's something within you that is actively reshaping your being. And life is always asking you, when it comes to discovery, who do you know yourself to be? There's a wonderful story from the Sufi tradition. The character is called Mullah Nasruddin. You may have heard of Nasruddin. He's often described as the wise fool. Well, in this particular parable, Nasruddin shows up at the bank with a check, and it's worth a lot of money. But Nasruddin looks like he never changed clothes after Woodstock. And he just rolled up there and showed up with this big check. And he walks up to the teller and he says, I'm Nasruddin, I want to cash this check. The teller looks at the check and looks at him and looks at the check and looks at him and says, well, sir, I need some identification. I need for you to identify yourself. And he just feels around. He's like, well, I'm Nazarene. And she said, sir, you're going to have to provide something. I need you to identify yourself. He said, just a moment. So he goes over to the other teller line and starts talking to a woman over here. This teller is thinking, what is he doing? Now this woman starts digging through her purse and hands him something. He walks back over to the teller and he says, yep, this is me. I'm Nazarene. He said, it's me now. Can you cash my check? End of story. Well, his point is life is always asking you, who do you say you are? Who do you know yourself to be? You may know yourself to be confident and loving in this area, but then there's dinner with the in-laws. Or the people that we all have in our life who I lovingly refer to as sandpaper for your soul. You think, I know myself to be loving. I know myself to have it together. I know myself. And then you find yourself in a situation where life is now saying, now who do you know yourself to be? How many of you have had something joyful added in your life in the last year? How many of you have had a great loss in the last year? And in the midst of those, life has asked you, who are you now? Who do you know yourself to be? I told you I'm currently the minister at Unity of the Blue Ridge in North Carolina. I've served ministries in the Seattle area, in Lawrence, Kansas, and in Maui, Hawaii. While I was in Maui, as soon as I moved to Maui to serve as a senior minister there at Unity, I decided I wanted to learn more about the Hawaiian culture. It's a very spiritual place, very spiritual culture. I wanted to learn enough to know how to pronounce certain things. So I signed up for a community college class on Hawaiian language and culture right after I moved there. So the first night I get to the class, it's at the Maui Community College, and I'm the kind of student, I always sit near the front with my pencil and paper and just so excited to learn. And I did, and it was a pretty full class, about the size of this room. And then the Hawaiian teacher called a kumu. He walked in, this very big presence of a man dressed in the Hawaiian, all the tea leaves. And he came in, and without saying a word, he walked over to the chalkboard, and he wrote with chalk, Kama Aina. He drew a line, and then he wrote Malahini. And then he looked at us and said, everybody line up. So again, I'm close to the front. I fall in line. I'm number 2 in line. And without saying anything else, he just says, now write your name on the board under the appropriate heading. Like, what? And so the first person right in front of me was clearly, to me, looked Polynesian, Hawaiian. He wrote his name under Kama'aina. So I thought, well, if he's that, maybe I'm this, but that may mean like smart, and that may mean stupid. And so I don't know what that means, what it means. So all of a sudden, I felt like a little kid, and I'm like, I'm a grown person. I'm gonna, but all of a sudden, I'm a nervous wreck. And I walk up to that board and looked for just a moment, and I did the only honest thing I knew to do. I wrote my name on the line. Like, I don't know what I am. And the people in the class chuckled. The kumu just stood there. I thought, yeah, I probably should just go sit at the back now. That was not very good. But interestingly, by the time everybody finished, the majority, 80% of the names were right down the middle on the line. We didn't know who we were. And I'll never forget that kumu never really acknowledged that, but he said, if you never hear anything else, or never take anything else away from this class, he said, I want you to know that who you know yourself to be is the most important life lesson you will ever undergo. Who you say you are. He said, in Hawaii, Kama'aina means children of the land, child of the land. Kama, child, Aina, land. He said, as Hawaiians, we know that each and every person here is a child of the land, a child of the great mother, a child of the one force, the one power, the one presence. He said, I know that's who you are. The question is, who do you say you are? He said, and then we have Malahini. Malahini simply means stranger, outsider. At best, it means visitor. And he said, it's really important, not only on this island, but in life. He said, again, the most important question you're always being asked is, who do you know yourself to be? And I sat in that class that first night with tears streaming down my face because I thought, this is the most spiritual teaching you could ever encounter. You see, Jesus, a master teacher, constantly told people, do you know that you are heir to the kingdom? You are son and daughter to the divine. You are an original blessing. What he claimed for himself, he claimed for all and proclaimed for all humanity. His whole message was about, do you know who you are? You are the children. You are a living expression of the one power, the one presence. And so life is always asking us, who do you know yourself to be? Because who we know ourselves to be is going to determine how we show up. It will determine what we believe is possible for us. It will determine what we believe is available to us. It will determine how we reach for a purpose. Who we believe and who we know ourselves to be will shape and inform all of those things. Barbara Marciniak wrote, everything changes when you start to emit your own frequency, your own identity, your own name, your own, this is who I am. Everything changes when you start to emit your own frequency rather than absorbing the frequencies around you. When you start imprinting your intent on the universe rather than receiving an imprint just from the status quo or from existence. When you begin to know, nope, this is who I am. And so that there is something within you, there is something within me, call it that treasure, that is actively reshaping yourself. This discovery that we make is to know ourselves as the full living expression of the one power and the one presence. That's the great discovery that we're making. There's something within me that is actively reshaping myself. When I lived on Maui, one of the other great things I had the opportunity to do was to spend time and get to know the one and only Ram Dass. He actually would attend the Unity Church from time to time and do things such as that. And the previous Unity minister, the Reverend Mary Omwake, the late Reverend Mary Omwake, was good friends with him. And so through her, I got to know Ram Dass. And I knew some about him, but not a lot. But I was in his home with Reverend Mary at one time, and he was talking about everybody goes through somebody training. And I thought, wow, that is brilliant. And he said, you know, we're all born in this world as a little somebody. You are somebody's little somebody. And they give you a little somebody name. And how many of you, I'm from the South, in case you didn't pick up on an accent. I can't really hide it, but how many of you know what hand-me-downs are? Do you have okay, so that goes all the way across the coast, okay? Okay. So I had lots of cousins and stuff, and I got hand-me-down shirts and pants and clothes and toys. But what I came to discover in life is I got a lot of hand-me-down beliefs. Yeah. There's like a story of two little boys in Sunday school, and the teacher says, how many of you believe in God? And they all like, I do. And then the teacher said, somebody tell me why you believe in God. And only one hand went up, and the little boy, teacher said, why do you believe in God? And he said, well, I believe it runs in my family. So we're all making this great discovery. Who do you know yourself to be? And you've been through somebody training. This is who you are. You're somebody's daughter, somebody's son. You were planned. Oh, you were an accident. You were a kind child. Oh, you were a little critter. You are a Leo. You are a Libra. You are a teacher. You are a this or a that. We have so many ways we identify ourselves, which are all fine. But what tends to happen is we get our I am entangled with our labels. Amen? We get confused and we let our conditions inform who we are rather than our true nature establish who we are. And that's what this teaching is asking us to do, is don't ever lose sight of that. So who do you say you are? Who do you know you are? You've been through your somebody training. You've got a lot of hand-me-down beliefs. And yet, there's something within you that is wanting to step number 2. That's why we have to sell it all. We die before we die. We let it go. It's a matter of letting go of whatever else is taking the space, whatever is filling any space that would keep us from claiming and owning our true birthright. In Unity, we have a powerful story to point to, an example, and that is the co-founder, Myrtle Fillmore. I'm sure most of you are very familiar with Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, the co-founders of the Unity movement. Back in the late 1800s, Myrtle Fillmore was very sick. The doctors had told her she just really had a few months, maybe weeks to live. She had 3 boys. She didn't want to die. But Myrtle grew up in a family where a lot of the women in her family died early. Myrtle Fillmore had also been sick a lot of her life. Myrtle believed that she inherited a poor plight in life. Myrtle believed that she inherited a sickly body and some limited abilities. Myrtle Fillmore wrote in her Healing Letters, it's a book today, I was once an emaciated little woman upon whom relatives and doctors had placed the stamp, TB, tuberculosis. And this was only one of the ailments. There were others considered beyond help too. There were family problems too. We were a sickly lot and came to a place where we were unable to provide for our children. In the midst of all this gloom, my husband and I kept looking for a way out. We felt sure we would be revealed and that God would call. And there it was. We felt sure it would be revealed, and the light of God revealed to us. The first thought came to me first. So what happened was, there was someone, Dr. E.B. Weeks was traveling through from Chicago, the Chicago School of Metaphysics. He was giving lectures. And everybody knew they were helping Charles and Myrtle take care of their children. This woman is sick, and they said, there's this man from the Chicago School of Metaphysics, and they say he's speaking truth. You got to go listen to him. They got themselves up, and they got ready, and they got there. And that night during that lecture, at one point in time, Dr. E.B. Weeks said, you are a child of God, and you inherit the life of God. You do not inherit sickness. Now, Myrtle said it was every hair on her body stood up. Have you ever had those moments where the hair on your arm stands up and the shiver goes down your spine? Because she believed she had inherited sick life. So when he said, you're a child of God, you don't inherit sickness. You're a child of God. You inherit the life of God. She said something within her said, yes, that treasure got brought to the surface. She wrote in her healing letters that she went home and she began to claim that. She wanted to believe it. She wanted to move into that level of knowingness. And she began to pray. She said she was guided to move her hands across her body and pray for the organs. Today, we would probably call it something like energy work or Reiki work. Nobody told her, but she was guided to do that. It didn't happen overnight, but in the period of about 18 months, she was completely healed. She lived to go on to be in her late 80s before she made her transition. And she always said, the greatest healing that I ever experienced wasn't physical healing. It was the healing of a false belief about who I thought I was. And so, my friends, the universe is asking me, it's asking you, who do you know yourself to be? Would you give me that song? Who do you know yourself to be? Who do you say you are? It's number one, that you're making that great discovery. And then number two is that there's a continual letting go. The scriptures say that we die daily. Well, we don't physically die daily, so what dies daily? Old beliefs. That was then, this is now. That's what I used to believe, but not now. That was then, this is now. Sort of a closing word to take with you is, there is something within me that is actively releasing my limitations and realizing my potential. I'm going to say it again and then ask you to repeat it. There is something within me that is actively releasing my limitations and realizing my potential. Let's say that together. There is something within me that is actively releasing my limitation and realizing my potential. Now I'm going to ask you for just a couple more minutes, and let's anchor this in just a moment of song and prayer. Would you give us that? I think all of you know this song by Karen Drucker that says, "Breathe." If you will just join me and let's just sing this together for a moment and then anchor it in a prayer. And it goes like this. I breathe in and I breathe out and I take in and I give out and I let love and I let go. I release and I know. Man, you sound good. Sing it out. I breathe in and I breathe out and I take in and I give out and I let love and I let go. I release and I know. I invite you to close your eyes for just a moment. So as we join together, we realize there is one power, one presence, one life, one activity. Call it God, whatever we call it. It is so much more. So we remember that all that we are is an expression of all that is. That every moment, every life, every day, we're being asked, who do you know yourself to be? And so we attune to that which is always awake and alive within us that says, I am that I am. I am that very presence. I am that life. I am that Holy Spirit. I am that I am. And whatever is being called forth, whatever is needed in this moment to face whatever is before me, oh, I am that. I am that. I am that I am. I am perfect peace that passes all understanding. I am love that knows no bound. I am liberty. I am justice. I am love encumbered in so many ways as beauty, as life. And so I open to all that I am. And I do it in such a way that there is joy that overflows. There is a goodness that radiates. There is an aliveness that permeates. I am that. I am. Yes, there is something within me that is actively releasing my limitation and realizing my potential. And so it is. So I breathe in. Would you stand with me and sing it out? And I breathe out. And I take in. And I give out. And I let love. And I let go. I release. I know. Would you lean over the one person and say, I'm glad you're here, but this was for me. I'm glad you're here, but this was for me.
You know, I took Johanna's class on the gentle art of blessing. And one of the things we did was make a little blessing. And every morning in my mirror, I say, Danae, good morning, you divine being. So thank you for reinforcing that.
Our prayer chaplains are available after today's service to provide personal prayer support. If you are a prayer chaplain serving today, please stand. Our prayer chaplains wear the beautiful lavender stoles.
Whether you have a joy or concern in your heart today, praying with our prayer chaplains is a powerful opportunity to have your intentions raised up in consciousness.
Now, let's open our hearts to the practice of giving.
Woohoo!
We have just received an amazing gift.
Yes. Yes, thank you.
So I invite you to prepare your gifts as we align with the universal law of circulation. We all know, as we give, so we shall receive. In truth, there is no lack or limitation. Abundance is our true nature.
For your convenience, there are a variety of ways to financially give to this community, shown on the screen in front of you. And for those of you watching online, there's a donate button on the Watch Live page. And we encourage everyone to avoid the fees that the apps charge by setting up automatic giving to Unity through your bank's bill pay system.
We could modify that and make it a donut button. I
Okay.
think that would be a very popular button.
We could.
I invite you to take your tithe or your offering in your hand and repeat our affirmation. That was for you, Richard. Repeat this affirmation with me together.
Divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful.
Oh, lead me to a rock that is too high. Guide me across the river that is too wide. And sit beside me on this plain tonight. Should I wander and can't find your love? Oh, lead me through despair and loneliness. Show me the way out of hopelessness. With your grace filled with tenderness and the faithful power of love. When I'm standing in the darkness and I can't see the gifts of your love in front of me. When my shoulders grow weary from that heavy load, I'll have your love like a hand to hold. So walk me to the edge, oh, but should I fall, rolling down that mountain, I'll know through it all. The courage I give myself will call your love right to my side. When I'm standing in the darkness and I can't see the gifts of your love in front of me. When my shoulders grow weary from that heavy load, I'll have your love like a hand to hold. So lead me to a rock that is too high. Guide me across that river that is too wide. And sit beside me on this plain tonight. Should I wander, can't find your love? Should I wander, can't find your love? Should I wander, can't find your love? Woo!
offering and the gift.
Go to the mic.
Oh, for the live speakers. It's not 9:30. Okay, as we bless this offering, we bless the giver and the gift, that it may go forth and multiply and increase the good in our lives and in the lives of the people that we touch. We have an affirmation. And join with me in saying together, we give thanks for the ever-increasing, constant flow of absolute good in our lives now. And don't forget to come back next week and bring your friends for the exciting conclusion of the two-part series on Hidden Treasure.
We are a circle of love.
We are a circle of light. Come join the circle of love. Come join the circle of light. The light in you and the light in me are one. The light in you. The light in you and the light in me are one.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Genevieve, and I'm filling in for Michelle today. Her family's coming back from Mexico today, so she'll be here next week. Today, the little kids talked about what they love about springtime. So let's see, does anyone want to share? Oh, I think Evie does.
We gotta make a flower.
Someone's excited.
Spring break.
Anyone else? Harrison?
Glasses. I got my glasses.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else want to share? Okay. Well, we'll pass to the teams.
Would either of you like to share what we talked about today?
So we have to take responsibilities to be a part of a group and be a leader.
Do you want to say anything or no? No, that's it. It was awesome.
Let's bless our teachers and children. Children and teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you. Thank you.
All right, we're going to close with our Wherever I Am song. So if you can rise in body or spirit, you can hold hands if you like, but make sure your neighbor is in agreement. If not, you can take it in through your hearts. That's also fine too. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever you are, God is. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever you are, God is. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. All is well. And all is well.
You are the light, the love, and the peace on earth right now. Let your light shine and have fun and spread joy.